Hi everyone. This is a first experiment, maybe a last one. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But uh, I just wanted for some time to put something out there. I've been watching a lot of videos and got interested. And one of the areas that I have always enjoyed is some of the more obscure areas of Christian music. But my start or origin story for all of that happened way back in 1989. I was attending Centrifuge Youth Camp for the first time, and the collaboration cassette that they made had a bunch of different songs on it. There was some Russ Taff, Michael W. Smith, um, all these other artists, but there was this one song that was just so different to anything that I'd heard that was Christian. So I just had to check it out. And so, without any further ado, this is the song that caught my interest that day, known as Petra Clean. So it kicks you in the teeth right at the beginning. You know, it's kind of a rock thing. I know back in the day, the little comparison charts they did between Christian music and mainstream music generally said this was kind of like Foreigner style. Now, this is an interesting part right here because I always thought it said, with no trace of wrong, left to right, like with a pencil, but it's actually from left to right. Now, this part right here is really cool. They all dropped their stones when the master came around. That's a direct reference to John chapter 8, verses 1 through 11, talking about the woman that was caught in sin, and she was brought there, asked, what should we do with her? Should we stone her? And they were like, no, you that are without sin, cast the first stone. And so they all dropped their stones in the story from the Bible. It's pretty cool. Here's a powerful part right here. It's building into the solo. Done nothing that blood can't wash away. And now some rocking guitar and keyboard mixture solo there. Just a little brief one. I'm clean, clean, clean. And just like that, crisp, to the point, and done. And so I stumbled on some questions that to kind of evaluate a song, and so I just kind of go over them first try. We may codify this, make this into something simpler, but right now, what message does the song communicate? Well, as you go through the words there, and I'll provide a link to lyrics in the comments or in the description, but when you look at this song, it's really just talking about the ability for us to be clean from sin and forgiven through Christ. And how much of the lyrics line up with Scripture would be a second one. Well, I pointed out one passage there that was talking about the woman that was caught in her sin, where it directly references that. And that's pretty common for a lot of Petra songs, that they would just sort of kind of pull things straight out of Scripture, concepts straight out of Scripture, and put them into song. So then, my next question, how would not necessarily a churchy or Christian person interpret the song? I mean, there might be a few little places where they're like, what is that talking about, or what's that metaphor, or what's that symbol? But I think we can all get the idea of being able to feel like we've got a clean slate, that things are fresh and new. What does this song glorify? Well, ultimately, I think it ends up glorifying God through thankfulness for what He's done to and for us. And then how do I respond when hearing this song? Well, for me, it just brings up all kinds of nostalgia, because this was really my first real, at an early, almost teenage age, this just caught my attention as like, I don't hear stuff like this in church. Where's more of this type of music? This is like really awesome. I gotta find some other stuff like this. Because up till then, I mean, I'd listen to what everybody else listened to, and I heard this and I was like, man, this is pretty good. And so I just got onto a kick of just finding whatever was out there. So if you like this song, if you have some thoughts on it, have some thoughts on other songs you might like me to take a look at or review or talk about, feel free to leave that in the comments. Thanks.